The Galactic Council had rejected the human warnings. Alien leaders said, humans are paranoid. They said, there is no threat. They said, trust the treaty. But Earth knew the truth. General Marcus Reeve stood in the war room. His eyes were sharp. His hands gripped the table. We are alone, he said. No one will help us. Captain Rice looked at him. What now, sir? Reeve pointed to the star map. We prepare. We fight. We protect our people. Around the world, humans worked harder than ever. Factories made new weapons. Engineers built faster ships. Soldiers trained day and night. Children learned drills in school. Families packed emergency bags. No one trusted peace anymore. Meanwhile, spies on Earth reported strange movements in the galaxy. Alien ships moved near human colonies. Strange signals filled the radio waves. The Galactic Council still said, it's nothing. But humans prepared for war. In space, the enemy fleet gathered near the outer colonies. One planet, Nova Prime, was quiet and rich in resources. It was a perfect target. The enemy fleet waited for the right moment. The humans knew this was the place where the first battle would happen. On Earth's biggest space station, the command center buzzed. Reeve looked at the screen. Red dots blinked. Enemy ships moving toward Nova Prime. He said, this is it, the first strike. Captain Rice turned to her crew. Prepare the fleet. Get ready to move out. The human fleet was small but fast. The warships sailed through space, engines glowing blue. They had no choice but to fight alone. No allies, no backup, only Earth's will and courage. The first battle started near Nova Prime. Enemy ships fired huge beams of energy. Human ships dodged and returned fire with railguns and missiles. Explosions lit the dark space like fireworks. Captain Rice led her squadron into the fight. She shouted, hold the line, protect the planet. The enemy was strong and numerous. But the humans fought harder. Each ship moved like a part of one body. Together, they pushed back the attackers. Back on Earth, people watched the battle on their screens. Families held their breath. Children prayed quietly. They saw explosions and fire in space. They hoped their heroes would win. In the heat of battle, the enemy sent a surprise strike. A stealth squad appeared behind the human ships. They attacked suddenly. Several human ships were hit. Captain Ray's ship shook. She gritted her teeth. We will not fall here. With fierce determination, humans pushed back. They destroyed enemy stealth ships one by one. The battle raged on for hours. When the dust settled, the enemy retreated. The first victory was small but important. Earth had stood alone and survived. General Reeve spoke to the world. We will fight for our home. We will protect our people. No one else may help us, but we will never give up. The world began to believe in victory. The sky was dark. The Villari fleet gathered in huge numbers. They wanted to end the war with one final strike. On Earth, every soldier, pilot, and scientist prepared for the biggest fight in history. Jake Morgan checked his ship. His heart beat fast but steady. This was the moment they had trained for. General Harris gave the order, defend Earth, no matter what. The battle started with a roar. Lasers lit the sky. Ships clashed in space like thunder. Explosions shook the ground. It was chaos, fear, and hope all mixed together. Jake's squadron flew through the battle, dodging fire and striking hard. They pushed the Villari back step by step. On Earth, scientists sent powerful new weapons into space, hidden until now. Giant beams of energy shot toward the enemy, breaking their ships apart. Slowly, the tide turned. The Villari, shocked by Earth's strength and spirit, began to retreat. But Jake knew the war was not over yet. We fight to the last breath, he said, for Earth, for humanity. At last, the Villari ships disappeared beyond the stars. Silence fell. The world had won. General Harris looked at the sky and whispered, "We never trusted their peace. We prepared, we fought, and we survived." Humanity was free, stronger than ever before. A week passed. The Velari walked among humans like honored guests. They spoke at schools. They visited hospitals. They gave gifts of strange, glowing stones that could power an entire building for a year. People loved them. Most people. But deep underground, in a command center no one knew about, General Harris stared at a screen. It showed maps, lots of maps. Each one had red dots. The red dots were places where Velari ships had flown too close. Too close to nuclear sites. Too close to secret missile bases. Too close to Earth's defenses. "They're mapping our strength," Harris said. "They're planning something." The president still believed the Velari were peaceful. He told Harris to calm down. "Don't make trouble," he warned. "The world wants peace." But Harris didn't stop. He sent a secure message to Dr. Maya Lin at the Lunar Research Station. "Scan every Velari ship near the moon," he wrote. "Look for hidden weapons." Maya was a genius, one of the best scientists on Earth. She had sharp eyes and a sharper mind. When she got Harris's message, she didn't sleep for 2 days. She worked with her team, scanning every inch of Velari ships floating near the moon. And then she found something. It was a strange energy pattern. At first, it looked harmless, but when she ran it through a weapons check system, the result shocked her. It was a plasma cannon, hidden inside the Velari transport ships. "These aren't peaceful ships," she whispered. "These are war machines." She quickly sent her data to Harris. Now Harris knew he was right. The Velari had lied, and Earth had very little time. He called a top-secret meeting with his inner circle. They were the best of the best: military leaders, space engineers, scientists. People the public didn't even know existed. He showed them Maya's data. "They're preparing for war," he said. "So must we." He activated Phase 3 of Project Sentinel. In the deserts of Nevada, giant machines began building new weapons: massive space cannons, long-range missiles, and stealth drones. In deep-sea bunkers, submarine ships were upgraded with alien-resistant armor. On the dark side of the moon, human railguns were turned toward space. Every defense was hidden. No one in the outside world knew, except for the Velari. One Velari ambassador, named Solver, visited the UN in New York. He smiled, gave a speech about unity, and handed over a gift: a small cube that played music from many planets. But after the speech, he walked up to a human general and said something strange. "Enjoy your last peaceful month." The general laughed nervously, but when he reported it to Harris, Harris didn't laugh. "He gave us a deadline," Harris said. "The attack is coming." The very next day, something terrible happened. One of Earth's most advanced satellites, Sentinel-9, went offline. No warning, no explosion, just silence. It had been watching Velari ships. Hours later, another satellite vanished. And then another. 3 eyes in the sky. Gone. Dr. Maya tried to reconnect with them. Nothing worked. Her team picked up faint signals, like something jammed or destroyed the satellites without leaving a trace. "This is it," she told Harris. "They're blinding us before the strike." Harris looked around the war room. The lights were red. Alarms flashed. Still, the media outside spoke of peace. But Harris gave his next order anyway. "Begin Titan Protocol." Titan Protocol was the final step. It meant Earth was now fully ready to fight. Weapons were loaded. Ships were powered. Drones were released into orbit, silently circling the planet like hawks. And then Harris made a private recording, just in case he didn't survive the coming war. "If you are watching this," he said into the camera, "know one thing. We never trusted their peace, and we were right." As night fell over Earth, the Velari ships hovered silently in the skies. And deep below, humanity waited, not with fear, but with fire. The human stealth ship Scorpion flew silently through space. Its black surface reflected no light. No signal escaped it. To most sensors, it didn't even exist. Inside, Captain Rice sat in the command chair. Her eyes were locked on the screen ahead. Around her, 5 crew members worked quietly. Everyone knew this mission was dangerous. They were heading toward the dark star system that General Reeve warned about, a place no one visited. The system had no life, no light, and no value. At least, that's what the galaxy believed. But humans believed in checking things for themselves. "Approaching the Black Moon," said Ensign Kayla, the young pilot. The ship slowed. Rise looked at the moon. It didn't spin. It didn't glow. It sat in space like a shadow frozen in time. "Activate deep scan," Rise ordered. The ship's sensors reached out, quietly, carefully. For a few seconds, the screen showed nothing. Then something appeared. At first, it was just a blur. Then more shapes formed. Sharp lines, moving lights, heat signatures. Rise stood up, eyes wide. "That's not a rock," she said. "That's a fleet." Behind the Black Moon, hidden by dark energy fields, was a massive alien armada. At least 50 warships, each one armed and ready. The ships weren't from one race. They had different shapes, different tech, different styles. But they all flew the same symbol, a silver eye inside a burning circle. No one had seen that symbol before. "What is this?" Kayla whispered. Rise stared. "This is not peace." They quickly recorded everything. Heat maps, ship models, energy patterns, coordinates. Then Rise gave the order. "Turn around. Full stealth. Get us home." The Scorpion turned and slipped away, quiet as a shadow. But they weren't alone. Inside one of the enemy ships, an alien with blue skin and long arms sat watching a black screen. He had no name. He was called only the Watcher. "Scorpion-class vessel," he said, tapping on his screen. "Human. Stealth drive. Departure detected." Another voice spoke through the dark. "Do they know?" "Yes." There was a long silence. Then a single word came. "Follow." Back on Earth, General Reeve waited inside Command Room 7. He paced the floor, his hands behind his back. Every hour he looked at the screen. No news. Then, finally, the screen beeped. "Scorpion returning," said a voice. "ETA, 15 minutes. Reeve smiled. They made it. But the smile faded fast. A second alert appeared. Unknown signal detected following Scorpion. He leaned forward. "Get me Rise. Now." Inside the Scorpion, Rise saw the alert too. "They found us," Kayla shouted. "Unknown ship is tracking us. Fast." "Engage countermeasures," Rise said. "No weapons. Just shake them off." The Scorpion dove, twisted, vanished behind asteroid fields. It used every trick. But the unknown ship stayed close. Too close. Then something strange happened. The enemy ship didn't fire. It didn't speak. It just followed. Silent. Watching. Rise looked nervous. "They don't want to destroy us." "Then what do they want?" the pilot asked. "To scare us," she replied. "To send a message." Back on Earth, the Scorpion finally landed. The team rushed into the war room. They handed Reeve all the data. He looked through the files, his face pale. "This isn't one enemy," he said. "It's a secret group, a hidden alliance. Different species working together." "But why hide?" Rise asked. "Because they want us blind," he said. "The treaty was their trap. They knew we'd all stand down. And now, they're getting ready to strike." He pointed at the symbol, the silver eye and fire. "We need to find out who they are, before it's too late." Far away in the dark, the enemy ship returned to its hidden fleet. Inside, the Watcher spoke again. "The humans saw us." Another voice answered. "Let them see." They're the only ones ready. But they're few. The voice replied coldly. That will make the hunt more fun. Captain Reyes stood on the gray, dusty surface of the moon. Her team wore heavy space armor. They carried powerful weapons. The enemy was already digging in. Strange machines and turrets surrounded them. Reyes checked her comms. Stay alert. They know we're here. The lunar sky was dark. Earth hung bright and blue above them. But there was no time to admire the view. Suddenly, the ground trembled. Enemy troops charged forward. Reyes shouted, "Hold your positions. Fire." Lasers and explosions lit the moon's surface. The humans fought hard, but the enemy was strong and had many weapons. They used robotic drones to attack from above. Reyes called for backup. Bring in the heavy artillery. Heavy tanks rolled across the rocky ground. They fired big shells that shook the enemy lines. The humans pushed the enemy back, slowly but surely. Inside the enemy base, the Watcher watched the battle. He smiled. They are strong, but this is only the beginning. He pressed a button. Suddenly, a huge machine rose from underground, a giant war robot. It stomped onto the battlefield, crushing everything. Reyes saw the giant robot and felt a chill. This is bad, she said. Her team fired everything at it. Missiles, lasers, even grenades. But the robot didn't stop. It crushed their vehicles and destroyed cover. Reyes quickly made a plan. We hit its control center, she ordered. A small squad snuck behind the robot. They climbed the robot's legs, avoiding fire. Inside the robot, the enemy commander looked surprised. Suddenly, the squad planted explosives. Boom! The robot shook and stopped. It fell to the ground with a huge crash. The enemy troops started to retreat. Reyes shouted, "Push forward. We are winning." The humans chased the enemy off the moon's surface. Back on Earth, the news spread fast. Humans win first battle on the moon. The headline read. People cheered and hoped. But General Reeve knew this was just the start. The enemy would return stronger. He said, "We must be ready. Our future depends on it." The peace the world hoped for was gone. In the cold darkness of space, the Horizon Station orbited Mars, a place where humans lived and worked, far from Earth. It was a symbol of human progress and hope. But one night, alarms screamed through the station. Bright flashes lit the sky. Explosions shook the hull. The station's crew scrambled for safety, but the damage was too fast, too strong. The station broke apart, pieces drifting into the void. Back on Earth, the news shocked everyone. The Velari quickly claimed it was an accident, a system failure, they said. They expressed sadness and offered help to the victims' families. But General Harris knew better. This was no accident, he told his commanders. It was the first shot. The Velari had started the war. Without warning, Velari warships appeared near Earth's orbit. Their weapons glowed with deadly power. The skies filled with alien ships ready to fight. But Earth was ready too. The hidden warships built in secret bases now came alive. Giant cannons powered up. Human pilots, like Jake Morgan, took their places in the cockpits, hearts pounding but hands steady. "Today, we show the Velari they made a mistake," Jake said to his squadron. The first battle was fierce. Lasers cut through the blackness of space. Explosions bloomed like stars. The Velari expected easy victory. Instead, they'd met fierce resistance. Jake's squadron shot down a Velari cruiser, turning the tide. On Earth, General Harris sent a message to all humans. We fight for our home. We fight because we never trusted their peace. The war has begun. The world watched as Earth fought back, no longer a victim, but a warrior. The battle was no longer far away. It was here. Velari warships moved into Earth's orbit. Their huge shapes darkened the sky. They believed Earth would give up quickly. They were wrong. From hidden bases, Earth's space fleet launched. Ships roared into space, powerful and ready. Lasers fired. Missiles flew. Jake Morgan led his squadron, flying through a storm of enemy fire. His hands were steady, his mind focused. "Hold your line," he shouted. "We protect Earth or we fall with it." The fight was brutal. The Velari had advanced weapons and many ships, but humans had something the Velari underestimated: willpower and courage. Earth's AI defense system, created by Dr. Maya Lin, helped pilots dodge attacks and find weak points in enemy ships. Jake's squadron took down one Velari cruiser after another. The Velari were shocked. Earth was stronger than they thought. In the war room, General Harris watched the battle. His eyes were tired but sharp. "We show them humanity will not bow," he said. "We fight not just to survive, but to win." News of the battle spread fast. People on Earth cheered their pilots and soldiers. They knew the war was long and hard, but hope was alive. Velari leaders sent messages begging for peace again, but Earth would not trust easy words this time. The war had begun, and humanity was fighting back. The war was not just in space, it was everywhere. Velari ships attacked cities. Lights went out, buildings shook, but humans did not run. They fought back. On Earth, soldiers stood guard. They used new weapons built in secret: lasers, drones, and shields that could stop almost anything. Jake Morgan led a team to destroy a Velari landing ship. It was dangerous. The Velari were strong, but Jake's team was faster and smarter. "We fight for our families, our homes," Jake told his team. "We do not give up." At the same time, Dr. Maya Lin and her scientists worked nonstop. They improved AI defenses, built better robots, and created new weapons from Velari technology. Slowly, Earth turned the battle. The Velari grew frustrated. Their quiet peace was gone. They saw a planet ready to fight, no to win. In one secret base, Harris smiled as he watched news from the front lines. "Humanity never gave up," he said. "We fight with heart. That is our true power." The enemy fleet gathered near Earth's orbit again. This time, their ships were bigger and more numerous. General Reeves stood in the command center. His voice was calm but firm. "This is the final stand. We fight for Earth, for our home." Captain Rice looked at her crew. "We've trained for this. We are ready." The human fleet launched into space. Ships roared like thunder. Lasers and missiles lit the sky. The battle was fierce and brutal. Enemy ships fired with deadly power. Human ships dodged, fired back, and held their ground. Suddenly, the enemy unleashed a massive weapon, a super laser. It aimed at Earth. Everyone held their breath. Reyes ordered, "All ships, focus fire on that weapon. We cannot let it fire." The human fleet attacked with everything they had. Missiles flew. Cannons roared. The super laser began to charge. Bright light filled the sky. But at the last moment, a missile hit the weapon's core. The super laser exploded in a massive fireball. The enemy fleet faltered. Seeing their weapon destroyed, enemy ships started to retreat. The humans pressed their advantage. They chased the enemy away from Earth. Back on Earth, people cheered. They watched the victory with tears in their eyes. General Reeves spoke to the world. "Today, we stood alone. Today, we showed the galaxy what humanity is. We fight for peace, but we will never be weak. We are strong. We are united. We are human." Captain Rice looked at the stars. She smiled. The fight was not over, but Earth had won this battle.